Cute girls and challenging gameplay in a weird setting. This is what developer Van Ripper seems to go for in his games. His first game, Helltaker, was about building a harem of demon girls mostly within the box-pushing or Sokoban genre. In Awaria, we still get the cute girls and challenging gameplay, but all the pieces here are a bit different. Does this still create a winning game, or do the changes make everything break down? Let's find out. Awaria is a mix of order delivery and bullet hell and was developed by Van Ripper. It was released in 2024 for the PC. It is free to play, and due to the fact that this is a free to play indie, it doesn't have an official content rating. I would probably place this as a T game since it has some suggestive content, but it's not so much that I would stick it higher than that. The story of Awaria is a little thin. You're a new maintenance worker who fixes machines that somehow shield against ghosts. When these break down, you have to fix them. But due to the machines being broken, it also means that there are ghosts waiting to off you in the process. While you do feel like there is a world envisioned behind this setup, you're not really privy to too many of the details about that world. What are these tunnels for beyond having the ghost shield machines? Is the world being overrun by ghosts and this is the only defense to that? Like, what's going on here? And it's never really made super clear. But you're given just enough information so that you can kind of speculate on your own about what's going on in the wider world. Regardless, that's not really the main focus of the story. Despite the dark setting, the story is much more playful, with many of the levels ending with your character trying to kiss the ghost that was just trying to kill you. This develops into a slightly more focused, maybe romance by the end. It's not entirely clear, but it's all pretty light and more comedic in nature than emotional. The story was interesting for what it was, and was a nice little reward for ending a level. Just don't go into it expecting anything too in-depth. It's light, fun, and silly, and if that's what you like, then you'll probably enjoy it. I know that it left me a bit unfulfilled because I wanted to know more about the world, Ula and Zamora's history, and things like that. I still enjoyed it and left it amused, but slightly unsatisfied. While I did enjoy the story to a certain degree, I felt the gameplay was where Awaria really stood out. Awaria is an interesting mix of order delivery and bullet hell. Each level has a certain number of machines that can break down. Most levels have 2, but the starting level only has 1, and some of the later levels will increase to 4. As each machine breaks down, you have to check the machine to see what part it needs and then provide it with the correct part. There are 3 general categories of part. The first is the easiest and is always available from its source with no extra action needed. The second type simply requires you to activate the empty machine after you take the part in order to create another one of that type. The third part is the most complex and requires you to place a certain part in its source to create a unique component. Usually after you fix your first machine, at least one ghost will appear on the level and try to attack you. This means that you're trying to manage your resources and fix the machines while dodging the attacks of any ghost or ghosts that are on the screen at the same time. Machines also have a timer on them and need fixed before that time runs out. On normal difficulty, you have a drone that protects you from one hit, and it regenerates every 10 seconds. If you get hit a second time before it regenerates, you die and have to restart the level. Hard mode means that you get one hit and then you're dead. Machines will also have a shorter timer on them in hard mode, so it makes things a little bit more hectic. There is also an easy mode, but I didn't really explore that at all, so I don't really remember what changes from it and normal mode. While the gameplay here is pretty simple mechanically, it provides for a good amount of challenge when you progress to the later levels. Trying to dodge all the attacks coming your way while gathering your resources can get pretty difficult on later levels. This is even more the case if you venture into hard mode. Awaria is very much in the vein of simple to learn, difficult to master. Since it is a rather short game, it's very doable as there's not a lot to master, but it will take a good amount of trial and error. I personally really enjoyed the gameplay here. I did only stick to normal for the most part, but to me that was a pretty satisfying experience, and while I was slightly tempted to give hard mode a try, I only did a couple levels before moving on. The art style of Awaria was really enjoyable. Characters are cute and expressive, and the bright green of the ghosts really popped against the more dark background, whether it's in the levels or in the cutscenes. The only aspect I didn't really like about the art were the human faces. I didn't really know what the weird coloration on their faces were. Yaga looked like she had a 5 o'clock shadow, and even Ula has some weird markings. Is it just dirt? Is it supposed to be shadows, scars, some sort of disease? I just didn't really like how it looked, but maybe there was a reason for it. We just weren't really told in the main game. Sound is also really well done. The music is enjoyable and is great to vibe to, but also very fitting for the fast-paced gameplay. Sound effects are also well used to let you know when machines break or when a resource has finished crafting. While there can be a number of sound effects going on at the same time later on when levels get difficult, I still felt that they weren't annoying or grating, which is nice. It can be hard to pick up on cues more when you get to those more difficult levels, but I feel like that's part of the challenge in this type of game and I can't really complain about it. Awaria is another great game from Van Ripper. It's a very different sort of game than Helltaker, but it's a game that has solid mechanics, cute girls, and a story that is light, silly, and more than a little odd. The mix of order delivery and bullet hell isn't a combo I've played before, but works surprisingly well. I'm giving Awaria a 9 out of 10. It may be a short game, but the gameplay is fun and challenging. It also offers those who want a bigger challenge hard mode to really master the mechanics of the game. The story is fun and light, but I think I really wanted a bit more to it. Free-to-play story games that are short and enjoyable have become a surprising regularity in the gaming world. I know that I have run into many over the last few years and hope to find more as time goes on. Awaria is a game that I can add to that list. I would recommend for people to give it a try. After all, it's free and won't cost you anything but a little bit of time to try it out.